One of the most unique characteristics of the Sonic franchise that sets it apart from almost every other gaming franchise is the diversity. Every Sonic game that you will play will be vastly different from the previous. There are very few Sonic games that are similar, so when it comes to forming your own Sonic opinions, it's not most likely not going to be the same as somebody else's. Everyone has a different opinion on every Sonic game, as well as the favorites, and my favorite is Sonic Unleashed. So in today's video, I am going to be going over and reviewing my favorite Sonic game, Sonic Unleashed. Without a script, this is going to be a non-scripted review, and I'm going completely off of personal enjoyment from this game. So anyways, with that all being said, let us begin. Before we shall continue, I would like to inform you of today's sponsor, Opera GX. Opera GX is a browser specifically themed around gaming. Now, the reason why this is cool, because on top of doing your usual gaming stuff per usual, like watching your favorite content creators or searching up stuff per usual, the browser comes with a lot of features that makes gamers' lives a lot easier. For example, my favorite feature that this browser has to offer is the GX control panel. With this control panel, you can limit the amount of CPU, RAM, and network being used by the browser. For the network limiter, you can make sure that Opera GX is not taking up too much from your internet connection. This is important for online gaming. I mean, you don't want to have lag, do you? And also the RAM limiter. You can control how much RAM is being used by the browser. This is also important for online gaming. It can greatly speed up your performance. Me personally, I keep mine at 4 gigabytes. And CPU. The CPU limiter allows you to limit the amount of CPU being used by the browser, and once again, this is important for getting that smooth, good old experience. And my other favorite feature that this browser has to offer is the sidebars of a variety of social media platforms. If you want all the no-brainer features that this browser has to offer, then I'd highly recommend checking out Opera GX and downloading it today. And it's also on mobile too, so no worries about that. We got your phone covered too. Anyways, thank you for sponsoring today's video, Opera GX. Ever since the first cutscene of this game, I was hooked until the end. The gameplay is so outstanding. Everything about this game makes me happy, from the soundtrack to the visuals to the amazing gameplay of the modern Sonic boosting stages. It's just so, you feel so overpowered, and it feels so rewarding when you get good at the game. And the Werehog levels are long, but I don't even notice it because I love these levels. And this game is just screaming with personality. This game has great visuals. The world is so beautiful. I love the humans. I love how immersive this game feels. And outside of Sonic, I like to play a lot of open world games because I like losing myself into these worlds. I get so invested in the game that I'm playing that I almost forget that I'm playing it. Have you ever got that feeling where you beat a 60-hour open world game, reflecting on the journey that just took place, and all you're questioning is, what do you do now? For the whole rest of the day, it's like you're living in limbo because this immersive and amazing journey you're playing has just ended. That was the feeling I got when the credits rolled in Sonic Unleashed. It really did feel like a AAA high-budget game that I could get immersed in forever. This game is screaming personality. My favorite genres are open world and platformers, and Sonic Unleashed is the closest thing to that perfect experience. And call me biased, but this game did not deserve the overwhelming amount of hate that it received. It definitely deserved at least a 7, because this game accomplishes so many great things that go overlooked. The soundtrack is the best in the series. Fight me. This one's gonna stink. The story is the best in the series. There's just so much personality coming from this game. I find it very charming, and it also has serious moments. And when humor gets used in this game, unlike future games, I find it very charming, not cringy and bad. There's just so much personality coming from this game. I get Disney, Pixar, and Star Wars vibes, all from the same game. This game is amazing, and they got the atmosphere of this game down perfectly. There is no better Sonic game than this. This is my superior Sonic game. And I know what you guys are thinking with the release of Sonic X Shadow Generations. I'm not getting my hopes up though, because I have loved this game for a very long time. Ever since I got it, it has been great ever since. And yeah, those are my opinions on Sonic Unleashed. Now it's time to talk about difficulty. This game is commonly known as the most challenging Sonic game, and to be fair, you're not wrong for thinking that. Sonic Unleashed is definitely a lot more challenging than most Sonic games. There's a lot more punishing level design in the day stages that can cause you to die quite frequently, and some of the Werehog combat sections can just really mess up your flow. You know, there's a few levels in particular that I just kept dying on repeatedly on my first few playthroughs. The first one was Aaron Sand's Night, which in my opinion has got to be the most difficult Werehog stage in the game. There was just so many enemies everywhere, and they were all packing heat. It did not pull any punches, especially when there are sections in a level where they lock you in a room with like hundreds of enemies. That was insane. But I would be lying if I did not say that Eggman Land from Sonic Unleashed has got to be the hardest video game level I have ever played. There was just so much enemies in this level. This level took me 4 hours to complete on my first playthrough. It was actually tragic. This is the most punishing level design you will find in any video game. There's death pits everywhere, spikes everywhere, enemies everywhere. Whatever else they decided to put in this level, everything pretty much killed you. It was like a gauntlet to test your abilities, which I actually kind of like it because of that fact. So no, this game is not the most typically easy Sonic game experience. This is the hardest video game I have ever played. And when you actually get good at this game, you feel a sense of accomplishment. When I get my first S ranks on these levels, I really feel accomplished, like I became a pro at the game. It does give you a sense of accomplishment when you actually do become good at the game. When you master it and your skills grow over time, the game becomes easier because of how much you've grown as a player. It's truly beautiful, actually. I love Sonic Unleashed. This is the most difficult video game I have ever played, but it is so rewarding to master. I like it when games are challenging but fun to master. Now, if there was ever a re-release or a port of this game, I would like to see a new mode get added to the game, and that is what I want to call Extreme or Master Mode. Master Mode or Extreme, whatever you want to call it, will be a lot more punishing than the normal game. See, metal collecting will still be involved in the game, and you will not be able to level up your speed stats or ring stats at all, or your Werehog combat stats. You can't level up your Werehog strength. You can only level up the combat for the Werehog, and I want to see a lot more death pits, spikes, and punishing level design to make this game truly the most replayable Sonic game of all time. This is the most replayable Sonic game for me. I have spent over 400 hours on this game, and most of that is spent trying to sharpen up my skills on levels that I have not mastered yet. And I would like to see a new difficulty get added, where it has a lot more spikes, death pits, hazards, and stuff to avoid, and not being able to level up. I want this game to be truly unbeatable, and I just want to see someone go ahead and speedrun Master Mode. It's gonna be a funny sight to see. Anyways, yeah, that's a new difficulty that I'd want to see in Sonic Unleashed. So, in conclusion, Sonic Unleashed gets another perfect 10 out of 10 in my eyes. This is my favorite Sonic game ever. It does so much things right that goes overlooked and by the general public, but not so much the Sonic fanbase. This game is loved in the Sonic fanbase, but in the general public, this game does so much good things that go overlooked. This game is a 10 out of 10 and a perfect Sonic game, and I hope they attempt at making another Sonic game like this. And either way, guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified from when I post future videos. Anyway, I love you guys, and goodbye.